They're calling it the next superfood, and it can help everything from reducing inflammation to improving heart and brain health, anti-aging, and more. Let's welcome back Dr. J.P. Saleeby, Medical Director for Carolina Holistic Medicine. Always glad to have you with us.
Great to be here.
Love talking about this stuff. I think, we need to tap into the natural sources that can really change our lives, and one of those sounds like it's moringa. What is it?
Right. So Moringa oleifera, it's a tree. It's interesting, one of my nurse practitioners has one growing in her backyard.
Oh, really?
She brought it from California to Arizona, and it was a little short thing. Now it's 30 feet tall.
Wow.
So they use the flowers, the seeds, and the leaves, and even sometimes roots to make dietary supplements.
How do you do it? Do you crush it up?
Well, you could do it, yourself, or you could buy moringa tea, like Republic of Tea at Publix grocery store has it. You can get the capsules, you can get the powder, and mix it with a smoothie. So why is it so popular now? Because it's been recognized as an adaptogen herb.
What does that mean?
Adaptogen herbs are a class. There's a small class of botanicals or herbs that have special properties. And usually if I'm trying to convince a patient they should take it, if it's a female patient, I'll say, it gets rid of wrinkles. And they'll say,
I'll take it.
I'll take it. Yeah, enough said. But it has other magnificent properties. It has lots of vitamins and minerals in it. It has all the 9 essential amino acids in it. It has adaptogenic properties, so it helps with things like blood pressure and staving off Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and things like that. And it's a superfood, and it's easy to take, pretty palatable.
I was just going to ask you, so palatable. So so you don't take it necessarily in a capsule. You mentioned the tea,
right?
But what's the most common way that you take it?
I take it personally as a tea.
Okay.
So I mix my teas. I'll do a little rooibos and a little of the moringa tea or chamomile, and oversteep it. I like to oversteep it. I don't typically add any sugars or sweeteners.
Sure.
I drink it straight up. You can mix it with your coffee in the morning. You can get the powder. One of my nurses does a powder, and she makes a smoothie and puts a heaping teaspoon of that in her smoothie every day. So there's lots of ways to take it.
Was moringa used culturally somewhere, and that's kind of where it got discovered, and that's where the properties were recognized as being something really healthy for us?
Yeah, I think Asia is where, and they called it the drumstick tree, or they had other names for it. It was because the flowering part of it looked like a chicken drumstick.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's been venerated because of its healing properties. It is culture, but I think it emanated from Asia.
It did, okay. And oftentimes we hear about taking supplements with another supplement to help with absorption and other things. Is it that way with moringa? Do you recommend taking it for other supplements that you might be, in practice using every day?
So that comes from the Ayurvedic practice of adding a little pepper to curcumin. Turmeric, the spice, but curcumin, the active compound, is very poorly absorbed. So the Eastern practitioners would add a little pepperine or pepper to it to increase absorption. Don't really need to do that with moringa. But interesting thing with moringa is that while it's kind of iffy or questionable about using it when a woman's pregnant, when she's breastfeeding, sometimes the milk starts to go dry. So there are 2 herbs that can be used either by themselves or together, and fenugreek is one of them, and moringa is the other. So if you use those 2 in combination, it helps women produce more milk. Let's say they want to breastfeed for 16 months. It'll allow them to do that.
Interesting. I saw a video that discussed when you take supplements, sometimes people, they get on this bandwagon and they say, I'm going to start taking supplements and getting healthy. So they buy everything off the store shelf and they take up to 30 pills every single day. I saw a video that talked about knowing what you're deficient in first and making up for that deficiency. What's your philosophy?
So yeah, that can lead to nutraceutical polypharmacy. You have people that are taking prescription drugs, 5 to 8 a day.
Right.
Then you have another set of people who are taking up to 20 supplements a day. They read something in a magazine or see something on
I'm going to add that.
Infomercial.
Add that.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
keep adding and they don't take anything away. Our practice, we help people determine what's needed, both prescription meds and dietary supplements. We do an inventory almost every session we have with our patients. And yes, there are testing modalities. There are special tests we run to determine if there are deficiencies.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And there are certain supplements that you don't want to mix with pharmaceuticals. Just as you wouldn't want to mix certain pharmaceuticals with each other, there are certain supplements that you want to be very careful
You have to be
of.
careful with, because some can lead to excessive bleeding, some can lead to other conditions that are undesirable.
And that's why I need to see Dr. J.P. Saleeby at Carolina Holistic Medicine. Thank you so much for joining us again. Really appreciate that. Moringa, very interesting. I think I might try it. We'll be back in 2 minutes.